When she decided to leave, she wasn't seeking apologies or explanations, nor was she waiting for you to grovel. She was simply profoundly exhausted. You might still be fighting for another chance, desperate to promise change, but she'll shake her head and whisper, "I gave you chances. You're the one who didn't treasure them." The panic and the pain. This is often when panic sets in. People desperately cling, apologizing endlessly, even uttering words they never thought they would, all to make her turn back. Yet she only grows colder, more distant. You might feel wronged, believing your sincerity should be enough. But have you ever truly considered why she walked away so decisively? It's not a sudden loss of love or an act of punishment. Her heart simply wore down, piece by painful piece, until it became numb. She cried out countless times, "I'm really hurting. Why don't you ever understand me?" But you always assumed she'd stay. You became complacent with her forgiveness, oblivious to her pain, only to panic when her silence became deafening. By then, it was too late. The more you explained, the more exhausted she became. The more you humbled yourself, the more she yearned to escape. Her feelings aren't gone. They just can no longer sustain this relationship. A shift in perspective. Imagine if you were the one constantly ignored, repeatedly pushed away. Could you truly accept her tears and belated apologies now? Perhaps you'd only think, "I can't hold on anymore." Understand this. You didn't talk her into leaving, and you won't talk her into coming back. The words you believe will move her will only solidify her resolve to leave. Because the more you speak, the clearer it becomes that you're still the same person. Focus solely on yourself, incapable of truly understanding her feelings. She desires to leave, not to inflict guilt, but to finally breathe, to escape the exhausting chase for love. You perceive your efforts as sacrifices, but deep down, you're merely terrified of loss. Clinging desperately to a familiar comfort, you claim to understand now that you've changed. But have you genuinely tried to walk in her shoes? To ask yourself, what does she truly want? Why did she endure for so long? And why, finally, did she turn away this time? The unspoken truth: she didn't suddenly transform. You never changed. Time and again, she tried to make you understand, to draw you closer, but your focus remained solely on your own expression. Her tears, her outbursts, her eventual silence, they were all desperate pleas. "I truly can't hold on any longer." But you didn't hear it? If you still yearn to rebuild that connection, please do, and try to win her back with empty promises of "I was wrong" or "I'll change." That's simply another form of emotional manipulation. Consider this. I know I was too eager to prove myself before, and in doing so, I overlooked how you truly felt. I kept arguing and explaining, forgetting to listen to what you were thinking. I've reflected deeply, and I finally understand that I never truly got you. I thought your distance meant you stopped loving me, but now I see. You were simply exhausted. Your silence, your coldness, they already held the answer, regardless of whether we can start anew. I want to thank you for once trying so hard to keep me. If this truly is the end, I wish you well. If there's even a flicker of possibility, I'll prove it through my actions, not to win you back, but to become a better person. True transformation. After sending those words, resist the urge to immediately check for a reply. Her response is no longer the sole measure of this relationship's worth. You must believe that when she genuinely feels you've changed, that you truly understand, that's when she might be willing to rediscover you. Not because she's been swayed, but because she's understood. Love isn't about who convinces whom to return. It's about you finally being willing to approach her on her terms. Your true task now is to grow, to confront the blind spots you missed, to learn from this loss. When you've truly changed, the focus shifts from her return to your profound understanding of the silent pain she carried. What you need to do now isn't to rush to win her back, but to quiet your own heart and honestly assess if you're truly beginning to understand her. If you're navigating similar heartbreak, know that you're not alone. Perhaps we can talk.